What's up guys, it's your boy Pav and welcome back to another video, and I'm happy to announce that today's video is sponsored by Magic Spoon. Growing up, cereal was one of the best parts of being a kid. Just every morning, waking up and watching cartoons, watching wrestling while eating cereal, it was simply the best. But as I got older, I slowly began to cut down on cereal. I had to give it up because I realized it was full of like sugar and other junk that I probably shouldn't have been eating. But Magic Spoon is cereal reinvented. It's a fun, fueling, and most importantly, high quality cereal that is bringing back the Saturday morning cartoon inspired magic. And best of all, Magic Spoon cereals have 0 grams of sugar, 13 to 14 grams of protein, and 4 to 5 net grams of carbs in each serving, and along with only 140 calories per serving. The variety pack comes with 4 delicious flavors: cocoa, fruity, frosted, and peanut butter, with my favorite no doubt being the frosted. Personally, for years now, I've barely been eating breakfast, but ever since I discovered Magic Spoon, I look forward to eating breakfast every day, and I'm finally back to eating breakfast and starting the day off right. So whether if you need to start eating breakfast like me again, or maybe you need some more protein in your diet, or maybe you just need a better midnight snack, it doesn't matter. Magic Spoon definitely hits the spot. Click the link down below to grab yourself a variety pack of Magic Spoon cereal and give it a try today. Be sure to use promo code WrestlingGifts to get $5 off any order, or go to magicspoon.com/wrestlinggifts. And Magic Spoon is so confident in their product, it's back with a 100% happiness guarantee. So if you don't like it for any reason, they'll refund your money, no questions asked. So click the link below or scan the QR code on the screen and use code WrestlingGifts for $5 off, or go to magicspoon.com/wrestlingGifts to save $5 today. Shout out to Magic Spoon for sponsoring today's video, but now it's time for today's feature presentation. Let's get into it. It was March 8th, 2022, and I remember it like it was just last year. After an 871-day hiatus, after the cancer that was 2K20, after taking a year off because the last game was that bad, 2K finally dropped another entry in the WWE series. And somehow, someway, with their backs against the wall, with the whole world watching and anticipating another flop, 2K22 dropped and it changed the game. Ladies and gentlemen, this was a comeback for the ages. Brady came back from 28-3, LeBron came back from 3-1, and 2K somehow came back from 2K20. 2K dropped a game that not only looked beautiful, but played so well and was just addicting, with new controls, new engine, new everything, and it all just worked. After dropping one of the worst wrestling games of all time, they followed it up with one of the best. But that was last year, and now in 2023, they had to do it all over again. Now they had to do the hardest thing in media, and that was follow up the original. And the hype for 2K23, as we know, was wild. Now that we knew that 2K could once again make a competent wrestling game, everyone was back on the bandwagon, and 2K just added to the fire. They announced WarGames, they announced a John Cena showcase, Cena on the cover, they promised better story modes, better creation, better this, better that. They promised my dad would come back. They promised a better game, and it all led to one of the most hyped WWE game launches in years. And now that it's been out for over a week, I gotta say, despite this game being so far from perfect, the game is still fire. 2K23 by no means is a perfect game. There are so many things in this game that just piss me off. There are so many things in this game that just prove how lazy 2K can be. But the things that truly matter are done so well in this game and just make it so damn fun. As soon as you start the game, you are greeted with this sexy ass menu, and it just sets the table perfectly, because one of the things this game does so well is the presentation. From the menus to the arena selection screen all the way to the entrances, this game has a sexy aesthetic. And last year's game looked amazing, right? We had beautiful graphics and entrances, the lighting, everything was on point. But this year, it's even better. The arenas themselves, especially the modern ones, look great. The pyro, the smoke, just overall the presentation is the best we've seen in any wrestling game, and some of the models just look so damn good, it doesn't make any sense. Goldberg looks lifelike. 2009 Randy Orton looks like he's about to jump out of my screen and RKO my mom. Rhea Ripley looks perfect, and Cody Rhodes looks like a serial killer, as he should. At the end of the day, I just can't stress how good this game looks, especially when you're playing it. And the crazy part is, this isn't even a full next-gen experience yet. But of course, what makes the game is the presentation and the graphics mixed with the gameplay. It's so much more polished and so much more smoother, and yet it's still just as addictive. I don't know what kind of crack they put in this game, but there's just something about the gameplay that makes me keep wanting to play. Every character feels unique, every character plays different and feels authentic, and the animations, the moves you can do, the sequences you can pull off, and just how awesome everything looks and how awesome everything gets blended in and it's so smooth. This is just top tier wrestling gameplay. It's gameplay that feels rewarding and it's just very satisfying to play. With 2K22, they had a mix of realism and arcade, and they really went into the arcade side. This year, they kind of went more into the realism, but it's still arcadey enough to still have fun. And even though the gameplay is slower overall and the stamina and fatigue does catch up, none of it feels like it's too much. None of it feels like a pure simulation. It blends in, and to me, it's a good mix. And the biggest improvement this year, in my opinion, has to be Legend difficulty. It's been a long time since a wrestling game has truly been challenging, but this game on Legend difficulty, unless I'm just a little slow, it's actually hard. The CPU in this game beats your ass on the hardest difficulty, and the game punishes you too, so you actually have to be on your A game if you're playing this on Legend difficulty. Like for example, if you're doing reversals, they're really easy on the other difficulties, right? But on Legend, you better have pinpoint timing because you can't just spam Y and hope you get the reversal, which I'm down. It's Legend difficulty, it should be hard, and yeah, it gets frustrating, it gets annoying, but I'm down. Because for once, I actually find myself losing in a wrestling game. For once, it actually feels competitive. For once, I actually have to try. And the back and forth wars that you can have with the AI, they literally leave me speechless sometimes. The AI is tuned in a way where it's like they are born to put on a banger. The AI just knows what to do and when to do it to ensure the match that you're playing is a certified banger. Now, that doesn't mean the AI can't be a little, dumb. No, sometimes they forget they have a brain. The AI loves to pin way more than they should, and the steps. The CPU 100% has a steal steps fetish. Or say you play a ladder match, they're not even gonna try to wrestle you. They just want to put the ladder up, get the briefcase, get their paycheck, and just get out of there. Like sir, can you at least hit me with their finisher first? So the AI is not perfect, but with the sliders you can change a lot of things that before we couldn't, but even then, those are minor in the grand scheme of things. Most often than not, every match I'm having is a banger. Every match I'm having is a challenge, and most importantly, every match I'm having is fun, it's smooth, and it has satisfying gameplay. And as we know, the big addition for this year was, of course, WarGames. WarGames was a new match added in 2K23, and this has been a match that fans have been asking for years now. And I always thought to myself, when they add this match, it's GG, it's a wrap. This match might actually break the game. The thought of 2K coding in 8 wrestlers, 2 rings, 2 cages and everything just a few years ago, it literally seemed impossible. But fast forward to 2K23 and they actually pulled it off. It's war, it's a game, it's non-stop mayhem, it's WarGames. And yes, it is so frustrating at times, but it can be some serious cracked out fun. From the weapons you can bring in, jumping between the rings, jumping off the cage, throwing people over the cage, I am not gonna lie, it is done very, very well. It's hard to tell that this is the first time they even had this match because it is made really well. Even though it becomes a mess sometimes, I love it, okay? I love how the AI is so much harder to beat in this match. It actually takes a lot of work to put the AI down in here, so when you win, it really feels like you survived a war, and I really think they made WarGames as best as it could be in a video game, and they did it in the first try. WarGames is definitely a win, and I didn't expect that. But yeah, like I said, I love the gameplay, I love playing the different matches. Just like last year, I'm down to just play exhibition matches, do fantasy matches, play in different arenas. I don't need no mode, I don't need no storyline. I just have a blast putting on bangers with the CPU for absolutely no reason. So what makes the game for me? What makes me want to play this game? What makes the game worth it? After all the features they added, after all the modes, it's simply the most important part. It's the gameplay. Of course, what helps the gameplay is having access to a stacked roster to all these characters that you want to try out, and just like every other wrestling game, the community is taking it even further. What really helps this game is that there is no doubt that this is the best creation suite in any wrestling game ever. Like yo, it's been less than a week, and usually when a game comes out, the creations for the first week or two are not the best, but the creations that we have seen since this game has come out are insane. For the first time, when created wrestlers are done right, they fit right into the game models and sometimes look even better than the wrestlers already in the game. Some created wrestlers look so good that they make the default characters look like they're the created ones. The creations that we're about to see this year are gonna be next level, and with how many moves there are, all the animations, the entrance motions, when you download someone in this game or when you make someone, it genuinely can feel like they're a part of the DLC. It really feels like they are a part of the game. At this point, in my head, Kenny Omega and CM Punk are in 2K23. You combine this gameplay that I love with the best creation suite we've ever seen with a stacked roster, that itself is what sells the game for me. But luckily for us, 2K nailed it with one more mode, and I'm so happy they did. Since I first started playing wrestling games, I and almost everyone else watching this has always been a sucker for a good story mode in a wrestling game. And over the years, we've had some trash ones, we've had some solid ones, but nothing has been truly special in a long time. 22 MyRise was an improvement, but something still felt missing. And in 23, I think we got what was missing. In 2K23, we get two different story modes to play through. Two different stories, one for a male character and one for a female character. Two total opposite stories, one involving you being a second generation wrestler trying to live up to the family name, the other one being the next big thing from the indie scene, aka the next CM Punk. And yo, it's an awesome ass story mode. I've only played through the lock story mode, but it took me a good while to finish and I had a lot of fun playing through this. This is a story mode that is as meta as any wrestling story mode can be. You start off as a new signee in the WWE, and the higher ups, they take away your indie name, they take away your look, they repackage you as a bozo with a stupid ass name and a gimmick, and even though it is obvious you are destined to fail, the company's all like, yeah buddy, don't worry, you got this, you're the lock, you're the next big thing, pal. And it's a play on things that we have seen happen so many times in real life, and it's so refreshing to get a story mode that isn't just a typical, oh my god, I wanted to be a wrestler all my life story mode. Instead, we get a story mode where yeah, they try to push you and you kind of get buried, so then you're labeled hard to work with. It's a mix of normal wrestling storylines plus some backstage drama, but it's not too much where it's actually cringe. There's a good balance. So yeah, you can do stuff like join Evolution, you can find yourself in ladder matches with Sami Zayn, and of course, you can even find yourself getting fired from the company for being a loose cannon. This could have been so cringe and annoying like most 2K story modes, but nah, for once the main character isn't a dumbass, he's actually someone who stands up for himself and actually does stuff. And as a result, you basically get to live out your own version of a CM Punk / Drew McIntyre storyline, where even though you're the chosen one, you get kicked out, you grind your way back, and then there's pipe bombs, there's heists, there's turns, there's surprises. It does get pretty wild, and sometimes I'm like, damn, did Vince Russo do this? But I did have a lot of fun. The story mode really does have it all, including random ass inside jokes where it's like, if you know, you know, like how you shouldn't sneeze around Vince McMahon. It's a story mode that at the end of the day is legit made for wrestling fans. It's not a story mode just made for a wrestling game with a super typical storyline. It is truly made for wrestling fans. MyRise is definitely a highlight of this game, and even though I've only played one of the stories, the fact that there's one whole entire story left for me to play just makes me even more excited, and I consider it such a big win. The presentation, the gameplay, the roster, the creation suite, and yes, MyRise are no doubt my favorite parts of the game. And in my opinion, those are the things that make the game, and if those were the only things in the game, it would have been more than enough for me, because they are done so well. But, as we know, those are not the only modes in the game. But the problem is, that's where, in my opinion, the game kind of falls off. And where do I really even start? How about the most hyped up game mode that was announced for this game? Showcase. This was the game mode that the entire marketing was based around, the game mode that sold the game mode that gave us the covers, the game mode that all the trailers were centered around, the John Cena Showcase. A showcase mode for one of the most iconic wrestlers of all time, the face of the company for 10 years, and we got a mode where we got to go back and relive his best matches, a mode that they've done so well in the past, and now it's just John Cena's time. The possibilities were endless, the hype was going crazy. No way they can mess this one up, right?
Look how they mess with my boy.
These mother somehow made a shitty John Cena showcase mode. I didn't think it was possible. I didn't think you could make a bad John Cena showcase mode. All you had to do was take John Cena, put him in the video game, you relive a few matches, unlock old arenas and attires, and you just have some fun, right? No, because apparently nobody wanted that, right? Nobody wanted some casual fun reliving Cena moments. No, instead, they ruined it. The first change was to showcase mode itself. They made it so that you're not reliving his best matches, nah. You instead relive the matches that Cena actually lost, and you try to do it again and beat Cena again. And you know what? I'm like, it's fine. I was down, it's different. I was down to go back to 06 at One Night Stand and beat Cena again with RVD. I was down to go back to 06 with Edge and cash in again. I was down for it all. Even if some of the matches were pretty stupid, like who the hell remembers Cena versus Triple H at Night of Champions? But it was fine, I was still down. But no, it's not fun. This was the biggest chore, the biggest, just most tedious, most annoying game mode I have played in a long time. Now for real, like this was bad. I hope I never have to play this again. You guys know me, I love John Cena, but this felt like I was grinding out something for an RPG. This felt like I was grinding out badges in my career. This was truly a grind. First off, the presentation, which is one of the best things about this game, it kind of sucks in here because first off, there's no commentary. So for all the matches you play, there's no commentary whatsoever, and you're just kind of there like, okay, cool, I guess I'll just sit here and play, and it feels so dead and so lifeless. And secondly, most importantly, like I said, it's just a chore. It's just so damn tedious. You have to recreate literally everything. It doesn't even feel like a game anymore. It feels like you're playing a visual novel. You're out here being asked to do the tiniest thing. Do a light grapple, do a heavy combo. Hey, can you please clean the aisle when you're done? It feels like I'm at work and my manager is just telling me more stuff to do. It's just too damn tedious. There is no reason for us to redo every little thing. It just becomes so restrictive and boring. At that point, you're just playing for the objectives. You're not even playing the game anymore. And then, of course, they mix in the real life footage where whenever it's time for something interesting to happen, let's just switch to the real footage. And I swear, this is the most annoying thing because the fact is 90% of the matches, they just end with a video. You're not ending the match. You don't hit a finisher. You don't even get the pin. You have to watch the actual end to the match and it's like, hey, there you go. You're done, buddy. What? Like, I get it, you want to recreate it and keep it faithful, and the technology of mixing in the gameplay and the real life footage is really cool, but it's not that serious. Just let me beat John Cena. That's what you wanted me to do, right? Nah, instead just do a few objectives and then let's just watch a video. It's just too tedious, and I think they took the worst approach possible. What they should have done is, okay, go recreate the matches that Cena lost, make Cena 100 overall, and make it super hard, and you have free reign to do whatever you want. Just beat him one more time with RVD, Edge, and Triple H. You know, kind of like defeat the streak. You can make it even more interesting. You can add stipulations that weren't there. Like, yeah, can RVD beat Cena in a TLC match at One Night Stand? You know, can Taker beat Cena in a Hell in a Cell match at WrestleMania? You know, anything. But nah, instead it's like, hey, make sure you hit him with the wheelbarrow facebuster. How the hell am I supposed to know what to press to do that exact move? So then instead of creating a fun match or having a good fun match or doing whatever you want to do, instead of reinventing the moments and having fun, you gotta pause the game and then look at the controls and then go do the exact move. Yo, it's just so stupid. Like, this one was so dumb. It's like, hey, do Roman's forearm. I don't know how to do that, so I gotta pause the game, look at the controls, go back and do it. And I'm just like, why? Who cares about this stupid ass forearm? It's not even a signature or a finisher. Just let us wrestle, let us play the game. But no, I don't know, man, this mode could have been legendary. This could have been a mode that we went back to for years to come. This could have been like this generation's defeat the streak. This could have been the best part of 2K23, and they literally marketed it like it was supposed to be the best part of 2K23, and instead, it's just bad. They did John Cena dirty, they did us dirty. This was our one John Cena showcase. We had so many cool unlockables we could have got, but instead they made it something that I never want to play again. And obviously I can complain about the matches they choose, but they never get it right, so what's the point? But like, nah, like, I never want to do these matches again. I'd rather just play them in exhibition and actually have fun. How was this the main selling point of the game? And somehow 2K made their featured mode a chore. How, 2K? How? At the end of the day though, yeah, I am just happy that the most important thing in this game, the gameplay is amazing. I'm happy that the gameplay is one of the best wrestling gameplays we've ever seen, but let's be real, 2K23 could have been so much better with the game modes. It's the same problem as last year. Showcase mode is not it. Universe mode is still universe mode, a mode that hasn't been good since like 2013. Sure, they added some more features, and from what I've seen, it does make it more interactive. It is an improvement with cutscenes, but everyone's complaining about the glitches and bugs anyway. It's just another year of here's universe mode, and the fun is all up to the player because the game mechanics for universe mode, just like every year, they don't work. So yeah, you can have fun with universe mode, just you have to do everything yourself. The game is not gonna help you at all. And then there's GM mode, which at this point it's like, why even call it GM mode? It's the second year and it's nothing like the original general manager mode. And yeah, it is better compared to whatever we got last year, but at the end of the day, it's not a proper full-fledged mode. It just feels like a mobile type beat. This is literally a mobile game. I'm not saying the mode is totally bad, but it's not what we want from GM mode. There's no strategy or skill. There's no logic to booking. There's nothing like that. It just feels like a big mini game. Like I said, you can still have fun in universe mode and GM mode, but we all know, like, I don't care if you're having fun with it, it should be better than what it is. And then of course there's my faction, which honestly, let's just pretend it doesn't exist. It's weird because 2K22 was this fresh new game that blew everyone away, especially after how bad 2K20 was. 2K23 is still an amazing game, and the thing is, it's not because of the modes, and that was the exact same issue that 22 had. Like, I promise you, if you're a wrestling fan, if you're a wrestling game fan, you play this game, you are gonna have fun playing this game, and thankfully it's due to the most important part, and that's the gameplay. But this definitely feels like we're still in the honeymoon phase with the revival of the 2K series, where the community and even myself, I feel like we're looking away for a lot of things. I feel like we're ignoring a lot of things or just brushing it off like, oh, it's fine, you know, whatever, at least the game works. We're still in the honeymoon phase. We're just happy we got a working fun game because there's no reason for GM mode to not be better. There's no reason for showcase, especially a John Cena showcase, to be bad. And of course, there is no reason for a mode like universe mode to be still stuck in 2016 and barely working. Listen, at the end of the day, 2K made an awesome wrestling game at the core. The issue is, beside MyRise, everything else is so surface level. It's like 2K did it just to do it. And 2K is the king of half-assing everything. Hey, we added a showcase. Okay, but it's not good. But hey, at least we did it, right? Hey, you guys wanted more ruthless aggression content? Here's 03 Cena. Okay, but the render is from 06, and why does he look like he's pregnant? What the f? Hey, at least we added 03 Cena, okay? 2K gives us a lot of content, I can't lie, but maybe they should cut down a little and just prioritize. Like, I didn't even mention how online barely works. Like, you are lucky to play a multi-man online match and not get disconnected. But hey, instead of fixing that, let's put more resources into having universe mode, showcase mode, my GM, my faction. Like, yo, just keep it to like 3 modes, but do the modes properly. Yo, I still like the game, okay, don't get me wrong. I know I'm gonna have tons of days played. I know the creations are gonna go crazy. I'm gonna have like the coolest roster you could possibly imagine, and I can't wait to play the other story mode. It's addicting wrestling gameplay. It's the most fun wrestling gameplay we've had in such a long time, and what this game does right, it does amazing. But I can't help but feel we're still in the honeymoon phase with this series. But despite all that, I give it a solid 7 out of 10. But 2K, in my opinion, you got the gameplay down right, well, yo, you really gotta step it up with the game modes, or else when the honeymoon phase is over, the community is not gonna be as nice as it is right now. It's your boy Pav, aka Wrestling Gifts. I hope you guys enjoyed my review. In the comments down below, let me know your thoughts on the game. Just remember, this is all my opinion, okay? I could be an idiot who doesn't know anything, or I could be saying exactly how you feel, but I won't know unless you reply in the comments with how you feel. And if you made it this far into the video, I want to say thank you to you. And to show my appreciation for being a loyal fan, for sticking it out, for even just watching this whole video, I'm going to be giving away 5 copies of WWE 2K23. I on whatever console you like. All you gotta do is leave a comment down below and just put hashtag PAV2K23 after your comment and you'll automatically be entered. And every day for 5 days after the video is uploaded, I'll be giving out a copy to a random comment every single day. It's your boy Pav, and I just want to say thank you for the support. I'll see you guys soon with more content coming soon, but until then, take it easy. Later, guys.